And continuing our Batman 1989 month, we got some awesome products here from NECA that our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store, sent us. This is going to be some replicas this time. So we're dealing with all those great gadgets he has. We have the utility belt replica that has a ton of stuff in the box. You can see all these different little bat gadgets. It also comes with a grapple gun, and it comes with a communicator, and it comes with a whole host of other things we're going to check out in just a moment. And then separately, you're going to need to get the Batarang replica. The Batarang is not included, but it does work with the grapple belt through a little magnetic hookup system. So we'll show you that as well. And third, we have the grapple launcher replica. Now, I know I just said it comes with a grapple launcher, but this one is functional. This will shoot the little grapple out and retract it. This one will not. This one does come apart, so you can put it on his belt like he did in the movie. So you kind of have the best of both worlds here if you want. We actually picked this one up at Target. It was a little bit cheaper, so we'll have a link for that as well. But these two, this one's on sale at Big Bad Toy Store right now, so it's a great pickup if you're looking for some bat gear, essentially, for a costume or just cosplaying or just for the heck of it. So why don't you guys come on in? We'll check all these out. So here we have our bat belt out. We're just going to test a couple things on it. So again, this goes from 31 to 50 inches. You could expand it in the back here, so you get some nice space. And then right here in the front, you're able to unlatch it. Nice solid sounding latch system on there. And you have a couple panels. There's one over here on the side. So this one could be a little tricky to get, but it has some little computer circuitry. There, I had it for a second and it snapped back into place. There we go. So you see a little circuitry and a little kind of like communicator or something in there. So it's kind of cool. And then on the other side, and again, these weren't things you saw in the movie. I think these were more conceptual artwork. There, some air or some kind of other pellets in there. So he had a couple gadgets in the film you did see, and number one is the communicator. So he used this talking to control the Batmobile, stop, shields up, all that kind of stuff. And then you can see it clip right on to the belt magnetically, just like we can with that Batarang that we saw before. Boom, we'll put that right on there. I'll turn it upside down for now just because I don't want to hit it on the table. You have these gas pellets right here that came in this set. They open up, you can put some fluid in them if you want, but he threw these down to escape from criminals or from the police. You get two. He only used two in the movie. He used one in Axis Chemicals when he was escaping or evading the police there, and then he used one at the museum when he was escaping the Joker gang to give him some cover. These don't fit in here. These, he just pulled these out of his cape. He had an extra pocket somewhere. I'm not really sure. So that the grapnel gun that we took apart and we showed you here, this one clips right on here. Oop, some here. There we go. So you can see the magnetic part. The other magnetic part is right here, so that clips on right there as well. Now this is a problem because the magnet is on here, but this thing will not like stay together because there's no magnet here. Would have been nice if they had a magnet to just keep it latched, but it's just on this flimsy hinge and it doesn't stay. So that is kind of a fault of NECA. I would recommend putting a little piece of tack or something to get it to stick. Poster tack, or maybe wedging this up against it to keep it from opening. Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of. If you put it, maybe if you put it upside down, it might hold better. Yeah, now it doesn't do that. Maybe this is the way you're supposed to put it. I'm just not very bright, but if you do it this way, it's a little clunkier on here because you have the fatter end at the top, but it doesn't open and close like it should. So, like it shouldn't really. So it's a lot better that way. Just something to think about. Like you could get it to work this way. It won't open and close on you. You could put this down here so you have a little bit more space, but it doesn't work the other way. And I think that's the way it did in the movie. Like it went like this. But the problem is it will open like that. So just something to think about. Maybe that's just the one we got is a little loose, but it is problematic, to say the least. All right, so now the back gadgets will go in these little 4 holsters. So you get a whole bunch of gadgets, more than 4. You get a blowtorch, like you just see the little button here, I guess for cutting. So this could fit in one of these here. And then these stay in here firmly. You gotta pull on these. They did a great job on these. You get a taser. You see the little taser parts here, a little button. Again, he didn't use any of these in the film. This, I think, might have just been conceptual or behind the scenes stuff. This is a rebreather, So you can see the area here, 2 little mini tanks, and then this would just go in the mouth. So he has a, you know, he needs air, he's stuck in gas, something like that. What do we got here? I think this one, I don't know, this one is a micro camera. So maybe this is the lens, or maybe it goes this way. I'm not really sure. Usually red button is record, but it looks like it goes this way. And taking pictures, you know, he's a detective. He didn't do much detecting in those films. Gas pellets. Now this one is weird because he has the smoke bombs, but maybe these are knockout gas. I'm not sure if these come out. I feel like they spin in there, and you could probably get them out, but then they're probably not going to be easy to get back in. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Oh, this one's coming. I'm not going to play around with it. So they're independent. You can take these little pellets out. So if you wanted to, you could do that. Again, there's only 4, so you can't put all 6 in. You'd have to choose. And this one's pretty cool. This is the scanner. So this one actually opens up. You could scan things with it, and then it's got, I think it's got a magnet on here too. So they did a good job with the magnets on this thing, except for, you know, except for this one. It's just so weird how they couldn't get this one to work right, how they just kind of got it a little off with this flap here that won't stay. But if you do it this way, it'll work, but then you're at the expense of space on there because it's really tight against that grapple, against the, yeah, the grapple part. Now in the movie, it kind of rotated forward from the back here. If you remember that, it's not going to do that function here. So it's a little better on this side. This is the side it was on in the movie anyway, and I think this is where the communicator was. And then you got your Batarang. So this is your assembled bat belt. There we go. And if you needed to adjust the waist, you just open it up in the back, which you wouldn't see because you'd have your cape on. So that was a smart design there on NECA's behalf. And it just gives you the space to put your bat belt and extend it. And then you got your little Batarang that you can take out, and then you're ready to fight crime with your Batmobile, your grapple hook, all your gadgets on here. So definitely a really cool set. A lot of fun and on sale right now. So you can grab this if you wanted to do your cosplay, and then you would have to mix and match what kind of gadgets you wanted to take with you because you can't fit all of them in there. So yeah, if you had 6, like what would you do? I mean, it would depend on who you're going up against, but definitely get a nice assortment here of different gadgets if you get in trouble. So very cool that NECA has this set. So if you wanted to do your Batman cosplay, you could definitely up it a little bit by having all the gadgets from the film, and have really nice, solid quality replicas here. My only criticism is they did not design this well, this handle. They should have had some kind of release latch or just made it a lot stiffer, but it locks into place when it comes this way, but not so much this way. It's just kind of just left there, a little flimsy. This one's a little sturdier, but the problem is if you put the weight on it, it's just gonna fall. So unless it's meant to be this way, which I don't recall it that way in the movie, I would have turned it the other way. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the big side, or this part facing up, as I recall. So this thing is supposed to be like this, but like I said, it will just keep falling on you if you do that. So you're kind of left with no choice but to do it this way if you want it to stay on the belt. So that's your look here at all these Batman 1989 gadgets from NECA, including that additional grapple launcher with the shooting capability. And that concludes our look at NECA's Batman 1989 accessories, prop replicas, whatever you want to call them. I bet you're wondering, where does he get all those wonderful toys? Well, Big Bad Toy Store. We got this here, $17.99, the foldable Batarang. Comes with a little display stand. $90 for the belt. I think it's usually $120 or somewhere around there, so a little bit of a sale. Grab it while you can. Has all the different little bat accessories that fit in here. Has the removable panels, the magnetic front, it has the communicator, it has the smoke bombs, and it has the grapple launcher that separates there. Not the one that fires though. So if you want this is separately. This was $35 at Big Bad or $30 at Target. So up to you where you get it from, but this one does fire and retract and you need to get those specialty N batteries we talked about. Tiny batteries, about that big, fit in the top here when you take off the panel. So that one will not connect to the belt. I tried it, it's not magnetic. This is magnetic, so that's what you need if you want to display it on the belt. So a lot going on here. Great for your costume. I don't think you're going to beat this, honestly, in terms of all the coolness factor, and the price isn't crazy either, I think, for a lot of these, particularly the belt with everything you're getting on it. My only criticism here is this was just poorly designed in terms of how it stays together. Like, you can see how easily this separates, and if you have the weight on this and it's displayed the proper way, it's going to keep falling. So the way I would do it is I would turn it upside down and put it on here that way, and then it sticks on. You don't have to worry about it, but I don't think that's the way it's supposed to be in the movie. So it's a little annoying. I would have put either some kind of release latch on the side, or I don't know, some pressure fit or something, because, or a little magnet here, just so it's stuck. But yeah, it doesn't work that way, but it will work this way. So you can get it to work. You just got to be a little creative. So that is all for this time for NECA, for Batman 1989. We have other things we want to look at, both retro and modern. So next up, if you tune in on Thursday, same bad time, same bad channel, we're going to be looking at the Toy Biz vehicles from the movie 1989. So tune back to see those, which I got the Batmobile and the Batwing. I am only focusing on vehicles from the movie. They got a little creative because there wasn't a whole lot. So there was like the Joker van, then there was the Joker motorcycle, and a whole bunch of other things. But we're going to focus on the Batmobile and the Batwing from the film to check out how those landed in terms of connection to the screen, maybe as well as the figures, not as well as the figures did, we'll see. And then from there, we'll move on to our next retro segment, which will be Kenner Batman as well, looking at the 1989 license. That's all for this time. Like, subscribe, and follow. See you guys next time.